Over the past decade, something unusual has been happening in the American West. A city, once known mostly for its religious history and nearby ski resorts, has quietly become one of the fastest-growing economic centers in the region. Tech companies are moving here, new residents are arriving from across the country, and a metropolitan area that once felt relatively quiet is now being reshaped by rapid growth. Many of the region's fastest-growing cities were built around spectacles like tourism, entertainment, and industries designed to attract millions of visitors every year. Over the past decade, Salt Lake City has emerged as a thriving hub for tech companies, young professionals, and outdoor enthusiasts, who are drawn to the unique combination of economic opportunity and immediate access to mountains, national parks, and expansive landscapes. And as the city continues to attract technology companies and new residents, its quiet transformation is beginning to reshape the economic map of the region. Salt Lake City didn't start out as a trading hub or a mining town like many cities in the West. Instead, it began in 1847 when a group of pioneers led by Brigham Young arrived in an isolated valley after traveling more than 1,000 miles across the American frontier. These settlers belonged to the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints, often called the Mormon Church, and they were searching for a place where they could build their own society, far from the political and religious conflicts they had faced elsewhere in the United States. When they reached the valley beside the Great Salt Lake, they began constructing a city that reflected their values, laying out an unusually wide grid of streets designed to accommodate wagons and agricultural activity, while surrounding the town with farmland that could support a self-sufficient community. Unlike many Western cities that grew chaotically during gold rushes or railroad booms, Salt Lake City was deliberately planned from the start. And that sense of order and structure still defines the city today. For more than a century, the influence of the Mormon Church played a central role in shaping the social and political culture of Salt Lake City, creating a community that placed strong emphasis on family life, education, and long-term stability rather than rapid speculation or entertainment-driven growth. That cultural framework helped create something surprisingly rare among fast-growing American cities: a sense of predictability. While many Western cities experienced dramatic economic cycles tied to tourism, energy markets, or real estate booms, Salt Lake City developed around institutions that encouraged steady growth, strong community networks, and relatively low crime rates. And although the city has become far more diverse over time, the legacy of those early planning decisions still influences how neighborhoods are organized, how development occurs, and how residents think about the future of their city. For most of the 20th century, Salt Lake City remained a relatively quiet regional capital, known more for government jobs, religious history, and nearby ski resorts than for innovation or global business. But over the past decade, that perception has started to change. Just south of the city, a rapidly growing technology corridor known as Silicon Slopes has emerged, bringing together startups, venture capital, and major tech companies that are increasingly choosing Utah as a base for expansion. Companies like Qualtrics, Adobe, and Oracle have established significant operations in the region, helping transform what was once considered a quiet mountain city into one of the fastest-growing technology ecosystems in the United States. Several factors explain why this happened. The region produces a steady pipeline of skilled graduates from universities like Brigham Young University. The cost of living remains significantly lower than well-known technology hubs such as San Francisco or Seattle. And the lifestyle offered by the surrounding landscape has become increasingly attractive to a generation of workers who want access to both career opportunities and outdoor recreation. One of Salt Lake City's most distinctive advantages is something that can't easily be replicated by other cities: its location. The city sits at the base of the Wasatch Mountains, meaning that within less than an hour of leaving downtown, residents can reach world-class ski resorts such as Snowbird and Alta Ski Area, both of which are famous for their deep snow and dramatic alpine terrain. Beyond skiing, the state of Utah is home to some of the most recognizable landscapes in North America, including places like Zion National Park and Arches National Park, which are only a few hours away by car. For professionals relocating from dense coastal cities, Salt Lake City offers a lifestyle that combines urban job opportunities with immediate access to hiking, skiing, climbing, and national parks, a balance that has become increasingly valuable as remote work and lifestyle-driven migration reshape where people choose to live. But rapid growth always brings complications. As more people move to Salt Lake City, housing prices have begun to rise, infrastructure is being pushed to adapt to a larger population, and the city now faces a familiar challenge shared by many successful urban regions: how to expand economically without losing the qualities that made the city appealing in the first place. Balancing development with environmental protection, maintaining affordability, and preserving access to the surrounding mountains will likely define Salt Lake City's next chapter. If the city manages that balance successfully, it could become something relatively rare in the American West: a fast-growing metropolitan area that still feels structured, livable, and connected to the landscape that helped shape its identity.